unfortunately, didn't do what he had to do in the ring, made mistakes, and they cost you.
Following a devastating loss to Daniel Dubois, Anthony Joshua has been temporarily suspended from boxing for medical assessment, raising significant questions about his future. During the bout at Wembley Stadium, Joshua was knocked down 3 times before the referee stopped the contest in the 5th round after a powerful right hand from Dubois. This marks Joshua's 4th professional loss, prompting discussions about whether he should continue in the sport. The aftermath has been filled with criticism, with some professionals questioning Joshua's ambition and confidence. Former boxer Carl Fruck stated, "He lacked ambition, self-belief, and confidence. His powers of recovery are terrible. I question Joshua's desire to be in the ring anymore. He shouldn't be boxing." Fruck's words echoed sentiments from other critics who believe that Joshua's time might be up. Similarly, Ryan Garcia tweeted, "Joshua had a great career, but retirement is the best move. You were a great warrior and made a lot of money." Despite these criticisms, Joshua's team remains confident in his abilities. His trainer, Ben Davison, emphasized Joshua's counterpunching skills, which often catch opponents off guard. "If anyone thinks they can just come in and wing punches at a J, they'll quickly find out otherwise," Davison said, referring to fighters who underestimated Joshua's tactical prowess. In the face of his recent defeat, Joshua has expressed his intention to continue fighting, considering a rematch clause to face Dubois again. He remains optimistic, viewing setbacks as part of a fighter's journey. "We came up short, but we must look at the positives," Joshua said, reflecting on his achievements over the past 11 years. His focus now is on regaining his status in the heavyweight division and proving his critics wrong. Eddie Hearn, Joshua's promoter, was reflective about the timing of this moment in Joshua's career, stating, "Joshua has between 1 to 3 fights left. It's crucial we make the right choices going forward." Hearn highlighted that setbacks are natural for any fighter, and this defeat could be a stepping stone toward future victories. "He's working hard and will come back stronger," Hearn emphasized, reiterating Joshua's determination to rise after a fall. Hearn also shared his thoughts on the fight, expressing surprise at Joshua's performance given his preparation. "Going into the fight, I talked about the dangers. I felt it was a 60-by-40 fight in favor of AJ. As long as he did what he was drilled to do, I fancied his chances. Unfortunately, he didn't," Hearn admitted. This loss has ignited debates in the boxing community about whether Joshua should consider retirement or continue to pursue big fights. Despite this setback, Hearn underscored Joshua's undiminished fighting spirit. "AJ will always want the rematch because he's a fighter," Hearn said. Discussions about an immediate rematch with Dubois are underway, which could provide Joshua an opportunity to redeem himself and prove his career is far from over. "We have the option to rematch Dubois. We need to decide what is best for his future," Hearn added. Analysts have pointed out that Dubois executed his strategy perfectly, giving Joshua little room to recover. Hearn acknowledged this, stating, "Dubois did everything they were working on, and Anthony didn't follow his game plan. While Joshua had a good training camp, things didn't come together in the ring." Reflecting on the fight, Hearn praised Joshua's bravery. AJ got up on tentative legs, got battered in the 2nd round, and went down again. "His willingness to continue fighting shows his resilience," Hearn remarked. This characteristic is what sets Joshua apart, fueling the debate over whether he should retire or press forward. Joshua himself has expressed that he's not done with boxing. His focus remains on learning from his mistakes and returning stronger. "We've achieved so much in 11 years, and setbacks are part of the journey," Joshua said. His team shares this optimism, with Hearn stating, "We believe there's still plenty left in the tank." Hearn has been vocal about Joshua's desire to fight Tyson Fury before his career concludes. "For me, we have to fight Tyson Fury before it's over. It's one of the biggest fights in boxing," Hearn insisted. While this potential showdown could be massive, It depends on the outcomes of other matches and Joshua's decision-making regarding his next steps. Joshua's suspension and loss to Dubois have sparked discussions about his future. Kieran acknowledged the gravity of the defeat, yet he maintained that Joshua's fighting spirit is as strong as ever. "We had a really good chat in the changing room. He made errors but went out on his shield," Kieran said. This sentiment reveals that while Joshua may have faltered, his determination remains intact. Kieran pointed out that the loss was not due to poor preparation, but rather a combination of tactical mistakes and Dubois' execution. He had a great camp and looked sensational in training. The way the fight played out was more shocking than the result itself, Kieran explained. Many had expected a competitive fight, but few anticipated Joshua being overwhelmed as he was. Despite the setback, Kieran praised Joshua's resilience. "He was always trying to win that fight, even when he was down," Kieran noted. This determination, even when the odds are against him, is what sets Joshua apart from others. While some have called for his retirement, his camp believes that with the right adjustments, he can still compete at the highest level. The discussion now centers on what the next step should be. While a rematch with Dubois is one possibility, Kieran emphasized that every decision from here on is critical. "Joshua would always want the rematch because he's a fighter. We need to sit down and talk about what's best for his future," Kieran said. Joshua's 28-day suspension from boxing, imposed by the British Boxing Board of Control, BBBFC, as part of a standard medical protocol following a knockout, adds another layer of complexity to his situation. Kieran downplayed the suspension's significance, focusing instead on the bigger picture. "I feel like the response has been like someone passed away. It's sport. I'm devastated for Anthony, but we go again," Kieran remarked. The suspension serves as a precautionary measure, allowing Joshua time to recover and reassess. Kieran emphasized the importance of taking care of Joshua's health. "We need to go away, get all the scans done, and see when we're ready to go again," he stated. This period of recovery will be vital not just physically, but also mentally. As he reflects on his next move, Joshua remains determined. "I don't think I've ever heard him so focused. We had an honest chat, and he's ready to go again," Kieran shared. For Joshua, the suspension is merely a temporary setback. His eyes are fixed on getting back in the ring and proving his critics wrong. The prospect of a rematch with Dubois is enticing for Joshua's fans, who believe he can correct the mistakes from the first fight and come back stronger. Kieran noted, "If we want that rematch, it can happen. We have options, and it's definitely being discussed." This leaves the door open for a second encounter, providing Joshua a chance to rewrite the narrative of his recent defeat. However, Joshua's camp recognizes that his career is at a crossroads. Kieran acknowledged, "We need to consider what's best for AJ's health and career. He's got maybe 1 to 3 fights left, and it's crucial to make the right choices. Whether he chooses to pursue a rematch or explore other options, each decision will shape the final chapter of his boxing journey." Meanwhile, rumors swirl about a potential fight with Tyson Fury, which could be one of the biggest events in boxing history. "For me, we have to fight Tyson Fury before it's done," Kieran stated. This fight would not only cement Joshua's legacy, but also captivate the boxing world. Joshua's story is far from over. Despite his recent